Okay, so, hi, hello, welcome back to another Creepypasta Story video. Today, Creepypasta I'm going to be reading is called the Church Cellar, but before I get into it, I do want to say a few things. First off, the video is a one take, so if you hear me stumble, mumble, fumble, mess up my words, I'm sorry, this is one take. And the second thing I do want to say, please consider using code GOONS at gamersubs.gg. It's code GOONS, and you can use that to get 10% off at checkout. Okay, so, outside that, let's get into it. This Creepypasta is called The Church Cellar. In the small town of Stoll, Kansas, there once stood a old one-room chapel on top of a hill. It was surrounded by graves, and besides the church was a cellar that was very difficult to find, as the doors had grass grown upon them. In front of the church was a great tree that was always bare. None of the town members could recall ever have seen a leaf upon its branches. In the town's earliest years, well before the Civil War, there were several farming families that lived there. The minister's daughter had fallen madly in love with a boy from nearby, but had her heart broken when a young man was discovered to have impregnated a certain flirtatious town girl. The two were married, and all the while the reverend's daughter saw them happy together. Her hatred brewed until after 9 months of painful endurance, the despisal boiled over. Shortly after the young couple's child was born, the minister's daughter went to their house. They greeted her cheerfully, but noticed all too late how she eyed the child bloodthirstily. She slit the throats of the two who made her life so miserable, and then dragged their bodies along with the newborn child up the hill to the church. She put the bodies into the cellar and left the baby there, between their bodies, to starve to death. She locked the cellar shut and hung herself on a tree in front of the church. The bodies in the cellar were not found for 3 weeks. From that day on, the leaves never grew on that tree. If you walk the graveyard late at night, you can hear the sound of babies children cry. The town peoples burnt down the tree many years ago in hopes of putting the minister's daughter's spirit to rest. And more recently, the church collapsed onto itself, burying the already difficult to find down the cellar. Many have looked for its doors, but few have found them and ventured beneath its depths to have seldom returned. With the exception of a few who came back to the sunlight after 3 weeks beneath, starved nearly to death and covered in blood that is not their own. Okay, so that was the Church Cellar. Hopefully y'all enjoyed a little creepypasta. This one isn't a ritual creepypasta, which I'm actually kind of happy about, because most of the random creepypastas are usually ritual. They're like, hey, if you go to a church late at night, you can see the dead people's body, and then if you knock on the cellar door 2 times, they'll knock back or something like that. That's how ritual creepypastas are. But I hope you all enjoy this creepypasta. I don't have anything else to say. Use code GOONS for 10% off at checkout. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.